Well, it's time for us to get into our insight, and we have a very interesting discussion. Oftentimes, we've talked about the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, which many of us term as the BUBU, and there's a lot of things that are probably going on that many of us may not be aware of. But with me in studios at the extreme end there is Mbabazi Hilary, who is the founder of Soko Uganda, and of course they're partnering with the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. And right next to me here is Julius Kasirie, who is the Senior Commercial Officer from the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. And of course we'll be getting into a whole lot more of what they're partnering on, you know, and what they're trying to address at the end of the day. You're very welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Indeed. Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. First of all, let us go back to how this policy came about and what it's meant to address.
Thank you, moderator. Initially, the government realized that a lot of procurements, especially government procurements and domestically and domestic and local people were buying or preferring goods that are coming from abroad and leaving out the goods that are locally manufactured, despite the presence in the markets, and also despite the quality of the products that are in the market. The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Trade, came up with a policy that is the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, which was approved and launched, approved by the cabinet in 2014 and launched by the Right Honorable Prime Minister in 2016. And this was geared towards providing an enabling environment for Ugandans to be able to buy the goods that are produced in Uganda, and then also the Ugandans who are producing, the Ugandan manufacturers, to produce more and more and more, so that we create jobs. The money that we would spend abroad remains in the country, and then also to invite the investors. For example, if they are aware that if you're producing in Uganda, you have an edge over the goods that are coming from outside the community, of outside the ESC community or outside Uganda. Yeah.
Interesting. So now that brings me to you.
Yes.
How do you come in here in regards to this particular move or push?
Okay, thank you. Like you said, the ministry brings in the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, being the parent. There's what we call the triple P, the private-public partnership. No, the ministry cannot work alone. The government cannot work alone. So the private sector has to come in and help. So as people who are in technology, for example, we saw that majority of the Ugandans now, not only Ugandans, but the globe is going e-commerce. So that is why we had to initiate and showcase the products of Uganda online. For example, if I cannot travel from Isinjiro and come to, for example, the expo that we had in Kololo, but at least I can go on the platform and see the products. So that's why I had to come up with the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, the online platform. You can buy your products from there, you can see the products from there, like how Jumia operates actually, but only basically products manufactured from here in Uganda.
From here in Uganda.
Yes.
And so you have people on these platforms that are showcasing what they have. And most of them do things like deliveries, because once you have an online platform, you expect things of that nature.
Yes, yeah, we do deliveries, though right now they are slow. People are picking up, you know, when it comes to the Ugandan product, people have to be slow with it. I ensure it's good quality, but now that is changing now actually. Yes.
Because I wanted to ask you, how are people taking this?
Actually on the side of the manufacturers, it is too positive. Of course they need the market. On the side of the customer, as the Ugandans, we need comfort. So if I bring a product to you, that is comfort. Though currently people buy products that they already know. A new product there, so they are a little bit, but we are doing deliveries, at least in a day. For now, we can say we can have at least 30 deliveries. Yes.
Interesting. Yes. So the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, how is this going so far, away from the platform? How has it gone so far since the launch?
Thank you. Let me start with how we partner with Soko Uganda. Being cognizant of the fact that Ugandans do not prefer the goods that are locally manufactured. And this is the biggest challenge that we have, even to the manufacturer, to biggest contractors that the government contracts will opt to go abroad and procure goods and then use them in Uganda, even when government is not spending. Now, being cognizant of that fact, we came up with an implementation strategy of the policy, and then this was strong on creating awareness and mindset change, whereby we have to strongly come up to the community, to Ugandans, and tell them that these are Ugandan products, they meet the standards, they meet the quality that you need, that is right for human consumption, plant consumption, and use and home use. Therefore, please consume. In so doing this, we launched, we held an expo, and His Excellency the President launched the expo, launched the logo, and also launched a song, and launched the online platform.
Interesting.
Yes.
And I felt this is the right time to have the online platform.
Yeah, sure it is, because as you may be aware, very many Ugandans are now appreciating online platforms. For example, making use of Jumia, Boda Boda, Safe Boda, and other platforms. So it's and it's being that anyone, even abroad, can be able to see what products are in Uganda. What do I need to consume while I'm in Uganda, and what do I need to take to Uganda, thereby reducing our import imbalance that we have here.
Okay, so I'll take you back again. So how has it gone so far?
So far so well, since the launch and passing of the policy in 2014, we have registered a lot of progress. For example, when you go to NITIL, previously the UPDF used to procure out, hospitals used to procure out, and currently all of them are procuring from NITIL. That means all this money remains in Uganda. Thereby, if you go to NITIL, they will tell you we are now progressing, and this is where we were, and this is the milestones that we have achieved. When you go to roofings, when you go to steel and tube, when you go to Hima cement, when you go to Toro cement, Kampala cement, they will tell you how many orders they have, and they can't even fulfill from all the contractors. For example, if you go to Karuma, they will tell you, since the passing of the policy, we are now forced to procure everything that is made in Uganda, that is available in Uganda, and make use of it in Uganda. And this has created indirectly the jobs. It has kept the money in Uganda, and then also it is improving our capacity to produce quality products, and then also reducing the unemployment levels.
Okay. Now, any challenges that I'll begin with you in regards to, bringing this to life, or up to life, and then we'll come to you and look at some of the challenges in regards to making sure that people appreciate the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda.
Yeah, there are challenges which are being mitigated. For example, there is the issue of bias. Technically, people have always had bias. I know, even you to some extent. You say, I cannot buy this product, I'm not sure of the quality compared to what is coming from Netherlands. And the challenge is, one, people are still having a wrong bias, the mentality about our very own products. Two is, to some extent, for example, on the online platform, the prices that are given by the manufacturers tend to be high for some of them. So you notice that the Ugandan products, most of them the prices are high compared to the products. For example, if I'm to buy wine, for example, you find wine locally made here is a bit more expensive, not to leave alone the good brands, to some that you can get maybe from Kenya and so on. So the issue of price, quality, so people are still having challenges on that. So going on Soko, the Bubu online platform, we are having a bit of a challenge when it comes to reaching in some areas. Here we are talking of technology, we are talking of online. So here you cannot meet every requirement of every Ugandan. Now talk about language, English, the platform is in English. Now we are trying to put it in Swahili and different local languages. So there are mutual small challenge that we are facing for now. Yes, on the side of the part of it. And I'm sure also the ministry has their own challenges.
Yes, please.
Yeah, of course, there are challenges that we actually initially forecasted and we imagined we would face these challenges. For example, in addition to what he has said, we have the mindset change. It is a very, very, very big problem. That if you told a Ugandan, I'm giving you this that is manufactured in Uganda over something that is abroad, even if the quality is different and the Ugandan surpasses the quality, someone will opt for the one that is coming from out. And that is one challenge. And all these expos, online platforms and other things are for that. And this increases the cost of implementation of the policy. Secondly, we also have the issue of quality. Of course, you realize we have a lot of small scale and medium enterprises. There, the technology they use, the cost of production is sometimes high, so they end up undermining the quality of the output. And then also, when you go to if someone gets an order to produce high volumes of products, they end up failing because they don't have capacity, we don't have the know-how, and then also the cost of production. Sometimes, because you realize when you go to the banks, the cost of money is high. So we end up having challenges of production and quality being compromised. We have challenges of supplies being compromised. We have a lot of people come to you and say, you told us to buy from Uganda. Now these people are failing. What do? Do we steal the project all? And actually, it's when you go to Karuma, they will also tell you this, that we gave these people these orders, they are failing. What do? Do we steal the project? You end up telling them, okay, you can procure these quantities, and then as you wait for their
so there's some bit of truth to this. Now, as a ministry, how are you coming in to help with situations like this? Because like we've talked about the cost of production, which in the end result, a Ugandan would rather buy a Kenyan product that's much cheaper in the supermarkets than go for a Ugandan product they're first of all not sure of in terms of quality, and then still buy it expensively. How are you helping, first of all, the manufacturers? Because then once you've helped them, then at the end of the day, the end user could also be.
Yeah, the biggest drive of the cost one is electricity, and you're seeing government is seriously embarking on providing of electricity. And if once we have electricity, the cost of production is definitely going to go down, and this is comparable to what Kenya, for example, our nemesis have. And you've heard of recently, we're complaining of exportation. We are exporting currently more than we are importing from them. And then secondly, you had the government has recapitalized UDC. A recapitalization of UDC means the cost of money in UDC in targeted sectors will be low. So Ugandans or micro enterprises can you go to UDC and get some money at a lesser cost compared to maybe the commercial banks. And then thirdly, we are doing a lot of capacity building to Ugandans, soft and hard, in a way that if you have a contract, how should you behave with this contract? How should you maintain the level of trust? And because this is also a challenge, trustworthiness of people. If a supplier, if a buyer gave you money, gave money to Ugandan, most times people do not fulfill and they have taken the money, and Chinese will tell you, no, these ones we can't believe, we can't trust. And then also when we go to where they are giving employment, we are telling them, if you're giving employment, if you bring an expatriate to Uganda, make sure behind that expatriate there is a Ugandan who is learning, who should learn from what you're doing. And all this is geared towards capacity, building capacity in Ugandans for production.
So now, what's the uptake here if we're looking at the small businesses in terms of getting on with the policy? Are we just seeing certain pockets of people really involved and invest to have good products out there for the Ugandan market, or are we seeing them also involve themselves? Like, for example, on the platform, what type of people are you seeing join?
As long as you, for us, a manufacturer, and you meet the standards, of course, we have to do cross-checks with the UNBS, Ministry also has to come in, maybe the department, the commercial officers. As long as you manufacture in Uganda and you meet those requirements, you are eligible to be on our platform. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, majority of the manufacturing sector are those small and medium. So they are
on the
also
platform.
yes. So they are. If you go, for example, on our platform, you'll find majority. They are these small, medium enterprises. One, of course, you reach some companies, the large one, they will tell you, we already have our market. I don't think we
we need to do
yes. But if you approach people like the Rena Beverages, those ones under the Uganda, actually we work with Uganda Small Scale Industries Association, so that has the majority of that category. So they are eligible. As long as you're a manufacturer, you meet all the requirements that are needed legally, not doing things, UNBS has certified you, your products have good quality. You're on a platform, you're under Bubu. Of course, I cannot come and put somebody on the platform with defective goods. URA is looking for you.
That is true, because just not so far ago we saw, in the House and the Parliament that they were saying, well, we need clarity. But now that we're saying, buy Uganda, build Uganda, everyone seems to come out and produce something.
Yes,
and yes. You need to check energy drinks, what people are eating, and things
so
like that.
So that comes back to UNBS. So
exactly.
Yeah, so they're also working partners with us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Next time we shall come with somebody from UNBS.
That would do us justice.
But also, in addition to what you have said, what the ministry is doing is, you are aware, UNBS is under the ministry.
Yes.
But we are doing a lot of helping the small-scale traders, the micro enterprises, work with UNBS so that they get registered and then they get certified, so that UNBS certifies their products. The uptake is so far so good. We are receiving a lot of enterprises, and even if you walked into the Ugandan supermarkets, you see a number of products already having Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. So the uptake is very good, and then also we have a lot of foreigners coming into the ministry and inquiring about the policy and how they are to benefit. So if we have so many people coming in and ready to invest in Uganda, that is a very good output for the policy.
Has there been opportunities to train some of these people in certain things? Because one of the biggest issues, like you've talked about in regards to this, is quality. And let's not forget the biggest issue as well being packaging. It could be a very good product. And there's somewhere we went and people kept looking at all these products, very good things, the chili is good, the what, and then someone said, but why? What's wrong with the packaging? Because if I looked at it, I would think, no, I'm not so sure about it. So are these things you get to do and work with these people and try and help them out?
Yeah, you see, packaging is a very big issue. For example, when you buy Nescafe, and someone goes to the supermarket and buys something else that is maybe coffee that is produced in Uganda, you realize the difference is not too big, and then also the product inside is not also too different, but the challenge is only on the packaging that actually ends up driving the cost, one for the end product and then also for the production. Therefore, if that's when you go to UNBS and you want certification, they will tell you if you are a small enterprise, a micro enterprise, your product to be certified should not go below this packaging level or uniqueness, or so that if your packaging say something to be consumed, it should not be contaminatable. It should not be. It should attain that minimum level of that guarantees standard.
I've seen very good things, but they wrap the whole thing with paper and so many words, and you think, I can't see what I'm buying.
That goes back to marketing. They need to market themselves.
Exactly. Yes. So, gentlemen, now finally, in regards to the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, and then you'll be focusing on the platform, of course, knowing that you're partnering.
And the expo.
And the expo, of course. Wait, how long has this app, is it functioning?
Yes,
the platform?
Like I said, we are having orders. As long as
how long has it been?
Ever since the launch, March 7th.
And you see that it's really
yeah, it is really picking up. It is really picking up. I'm so happy that even people from outside, you find they send emails to find out particular products, because they need people who can distribute them in wholesome, because most of them use our products as raw materials outside there.
Yeah,
yes.
That is very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so in regards to the policy and in regards to the platform, as we wind up, I'll start with you. Julius, you can look into this camera and talk to the people that are watching.
Yeah, as the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, we want to appreciate all the people who have come up to support us in our endeavor to implement this policy. First of all of you can see the President, His Excellency, is so much in for this policy. Actually, recently he directed all the MDAs, all the agencies and government ministries and departments should procure all the products that are available in Uganda. He started with the textile industries, and then he has gone to the furniture. Recently we had a workshop with the furniture producers, manufacturers in Uganda, because following the directive that this financial year no agents, no government ministry should procure furniture from abroad. So we went up ahead to check on the capacities, the quality, and then also to build the capacity in that sector. And we are doing this in all other sectors, but the challenge is
step by step.
All right,
we'll get there.
Okay, thank you so much, especially UBC, which I know UBC is also boo-boo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all I can say in brief is Uganda, we have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So I call out the manufacturers, the public, let us show the potential that we have. Let us create more of exportation of our products. So I call on the manufacturers, let us know what you have, showcase your potential, put in mind the expo that is coming back. The previous one was a success next year. So Soko Uganda, it's actually Swahili word, which means market Uganda. Bring your products, let the people know your products, let the people have trust with our products. That's what I can say. Buy Uganda, build Uganda is the thing. That's the only thing that can change us.
Well said. I can't argue with that, can I? Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. Right next to me here is Julius Cassidia, who is the Senior Commercial Officer, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. At the extreme end there is Mbabazi Hilary, who is the founder of Soko Uganda. Of course, they're partnering, and we've been looking at the online platform of the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. Things are made easy. If you don't have to come all the way to Kampala to get certain things, or you don't have to go all the way to Arua to get certain things, you look for the product and you get the product. Hopefully what they see is what they get.
Yes.
Okay. Don't go away, you're still watching Business Today.
Thank you.
Thank you too.